Hi, I'm Daniel and I'm a sleep physician. And if you want to sleep amazingly well, this channel is for you. In this episode, we're going to talk about what you should know if you worry that you may have sporadic fatal insomnia. Most importantly, we're going to see that it is not an insomnia. And we're going to also talk about how if you can decide to believe that you have it or you don't have it and then move forward, you're going to do really well. Hey again, I hope you're doing really well. Interestingly, from my perspective, I have never ever in my 8 years as a sleep doctor have somebody ask me about sporadic fatal insomnia in clinic. But on this channel, it is one of the most common questions, which tells us a lot about how much concern there is, generally speaking, all over the world, really about this. So if you never heard about it, then you may as well just stop listening. It's this video is really for those people that have heard about this condition and are worried that they have it. And specifically, it's Noctis and Zoltan who here lately have asked about this. So I have a very, very good email from a member here of the Insomnia Insight community who knows more about this than I would probably say anyone in the world. Like she's done some real serious research. But before we go into that, I want to say the following: that when it comes to anxiety, general anxiety, it's always driven by ambiguity. Like, I don't know if I have this, I don't know if I have that. Like the uncertainty, like not knowing, the what if is always what drives anxiety, right? And when it comes to sporadic fatal insomnia, the anxiety is really driven by, could I have it? People always know, you probably know, that the risk rather of you having it is extremely little. There's been maybe like 30 cases worldwide or something like that. But what if I am the one that ambiguity is always there? Now, I think my take on this is that the best thing to do, if you can, is not to look for the truth, but to make a decision, And the reason is that the more you look at, you read up and you research and you find, this is a symptom SFI, maybe I have it. Then you start self-monitoring that I think I have it, or maybe I don't. And then, you read up more, like, maybe I have this. And that truth finding to try to figure out if you have it or not is not helpful. It just creates more anxiety, more preoccupation, and more worry. So then you might say, so what should I do? Well, think about this. Think about your belief here. Like, if you believe that you don't have it, that in fact your insomnia is driven by anxiety, what should you do? Well, then you should do, what's always best for insomnia. Like, listen to everything I talk about on this channel and do better that way. If you believe that you do have it, then guess what? You know that there's no treatment, there's no cure, so you might as well enjoy the time where you have, your faculties are intact, you can do things that you enjoy, and enjoy this time, So I think making a decision is really good, because ultimately they lead to the same place. They lead to a place where you do better. If you decide that you have it, well, guess what? You're going to do things you enjoy, and then it turns out you didn't. Well, then you've really had a good time. And if you decide that you don't have it, this was all really driven by anxiety, then you're going to go down the path of like working on your insomnia, and you're going to do really well. Now, that said, I know that it is very hard to do that. It is very hard not to look for truth. So I am going to provide something that I think is really helpful. And this is where we'll see that SFI is not an insomnia. And this is an email from Leah, aka Vegan ASMR. And she has sent me a lot of her research, and she has reviewed countless studies. So I consider her an authority on this. And her thoughts actually echoed mine as well. So anyway, we'll get to that. So here we go. It's Leah again. I'm so excited about what you're going to say about my new insights here. I'm really feeling like my work on this FFI thing is bringing me to understandings I've never expected to get at the beginning of this journey. It turns out, and she uses FFI here, but it's really both FFI and SFI that she studied. more and more that the name FFI is actually complete bull. My current knowledge or insight is the following. People don't stop to sleep at all. In fact, they show even more sleep behavior measured by video PSG and actigraphy than normal people, like 9 to 10 hours. And this sleep behavior is even progressing with the disease proceedings. Really, all that is disappearing is the normal or physiological sleep pattern in the EEG. This is because, I'm no medical student, but this is how I understand it, the brain waves for normal sleep, like theta delta, are getting more and more mixed up with alpha wave and desynchronizing. They're like just freaking out, not showing any rhythmical pattern anymore. This is because it is not classified as sleep anymore, and researchers tend to say people lose sleep, but actually they don't lose sleep behavior, they lose healthy sleep. I think it's such a big difference. It is like you said from the beginning, this has nothing to do with insomnia at all. In fact, it's presenting as hypersomnia, excessive sleepiness. You find the statement in a lot of research papers, but still they keep insisting that sleep is lost. Also, parallel to this process of losing healthy sleep patterns, but not sleep behavior, they also lose healthy awake patterns, as the awake alpha waves are also freaking out, getting arrhythmical, getting mixed up with delta and theta waves. This is not really stressed or pronounced by the papers. In fact, the brainwaves are getting so mixed up that several research papers stated that it was nearly impossible to separate sleep stages from wake stages. In other words, all those PSG pictures of FFI patients showing nearly no sleep just refers to the rudimental healthy sleep, but not to all the sick sleep wake pattern people display. This sick sleep is sometimes referred to as time in bed, and so it more and more seems to me as if the picture that is drawn by that of FFI by the media is not just a bit, but completely inaccurate. And this is like, Leah knows more about the physiology and the details than I do, but it was the same conclusion I had. It is just a misnomer. Insomnia is when somebody struggles with sleep. Like, I can't fall asleep, I wake up all the time, I'm not sleeping at all. You know, that emotional thing, which has nothing to do with SFI and FFI. These are neurodegenerative conditions that just describe a central nervous system that is becoming like desynchronized and breaking down, and the two have nothing to do with each other. This was super helpful by Leah, so I'm hoping this will help you as you have these concerns. So with that said, any questions, please post them, and hope to have you back here soon, and that you'll sleep better and better and better. Until then, bye-bye.